Another coastline, another ferry ride for us. We were leaving a pet sit in Ayrshire and we were heading down the coast to Cairnryan to get on a ferry. We had not been to Ireland yet. We were so close. The west coast of Scotland is so close to the east coast of Ireland. So we looked at the ferry schedule and realized we had about 3 days before we had to head to our next pet sit. So what better thing to do than to jump on a ferry and go to Ireland. We were super excited. It was a really easy trip. There's a couple ports on the west side of Scotland that will bring you directly to Ireland. This was only an hour and a half, not even 2 hours. And pretty soon we saw the ferry and we knew it was time to get on the ferry and head over. Cairnryan to Belfast, super easy. Our first time with the Stena Line. It was an easy bus trip down the coastline, and the terminal, the ferry terminal, was really nice. They had a little microwave and a little hot pot if you wanted to warm something up, but they also had a nice lounge and you could get a cup of coffee or a sandwich, and we were not there very long before it was time to board the ferry. But we were really happy that we had this comfortable lounge to sit in while we were waiting for the boarding process to begin. That's where the bus dropped us off, and here we are getting ready to get up onto the ferry. It was a long gangway. I mean, it kind of reminded me of getting on a cruise ship. It was that long, and while we were walking along the gangway, we got to see some of the cars and the trucks being loaded up onto the ferry. This, like I said, is our first time using the Stena Line, and I gotta say, these ferries are very nice. There was a nice eating area. We did not get a cabin because it was only an hour and a half ride, so I decided to take a peek, see what they had for food. They had a little shop. I went in there later on, but it was time for us to pull out and say goodbye to Scotland. We were sad to say goodbye to Scotland, but we know we'll be back. We're going back in about 4 weeks for another pet sit. So we waved goodbye to Scotland, and we were super excited to get our first glimpse at Ireland. So we grabbed some food. I grabbed some fish and chips. It was delicious. They had a little bar area too, so you could grab a drink if you want. And as soon as we pulled in, there was a cruise ship in the port at Belfast, and they take your luggage. You don't have to schlep your luggage on. They take it and you get it when you get off. Welcome to Northern Ireland.